Happy Wednesday. This is interesting. I want you to give this some serious thought, okay? In your personal life, in a 24-hour day, how much of your energy, your thought, your conversations are directed or involving negativity and hate? For those in the medical profession, healthcare, any medical profession, mental health profession, we deal with a lot of death, dying, suffering, sorrow, PTSD, a lot of really negative stuff. So it's important for us, when on our downtime, to find a balance, because we're listening to other people's issues all day and sometimes all evening, and we have to find a balance. You don't want to be consumed with negativity. You don't want to be consumed with death and dying and dark stuff all the time. For those in law enforcement, and even for those in the military, that's a lot that you're looking at every day. And I'm sorry, but there's not a lot of really beautiful positivity arresting people in training for combat. If you're serving in a war zone, I want you to try to find time for happiness. Because if you're overseas, if you're in, I don't know where people are stationed anymore. If you're in, let's say, Iran, I'm just using that as an example, Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever you may be, and you're bunkered down, you're on guard. I mean, your life, your buddy's life, your unit's life depends on you. I realize that. But take some self-care time when you can. Your itty-bitty breaks of downtime. Think about happy things. Remove yourself emotionally, mentally from the negativity. I don't want you consumed by hate. People here that are not involved in those professions. There's a lot going on I'm trying to think of a really nice way to put this without offending everybody. There's a lot going on politically. There's a lot going on socially. There's a lot going on. And it's so easy for people to let negativity take a toehold in their life, to take a grip, and for them to start reading more about it. Knowledge is power. The more you read about something, the more knowledgeable you are, and that's good. I am not talking about reading stuff on social media unless it's documented fact, like it came from a legitimate news source. I'm sorry, the National Enquirer, I don't think is a legitimate news source, as are some other news networks. I think they're a little iffy. I don't want you to trust Wikipedia. I don't want you to trust your next door neighbor's grandmother's sister's husband's barber's dog walker's cousin. I want you to go to the source, to the fact, if you have to read something, okay? Read fact, not assumption. I want you to try to balance all the negativity in this world with love. It's so easy for people to hate. And trust me, I am hearing this on a daily basis. People are upset, just spewing venom like a volcano about political stuff. I don't get involved in politics. I don't care. I care about the people. I care about the issue. I care about people being trafficked, people being abused, people dealing with PTSD due to abuse, due to their work environment, the moral injury that can accompany that, what they have suffered through their childhood, what kids are suffering in their childhood, people dealing with cancer, people dealing with transplants, people who are in accidents and all that. That's what I deal with every day. And that's great. That's what I do, but I balance it. That's what I'm wanting you to do. Try and find a balance. Don't just allow yourself to be consumed by the negative. Don't allow yourself to be consumed by just plugging into the news and watching all the negative and getting yourself worked up. That every conversation you have online, every conversation you have with a family member or a friend is just nasty and negative and just awful. There are people in this world that love that. They live for negativity. That's all they know. That's their comfort zone. They are a dark soul. They love negative. They love the violence. They love the pain and the suffering and getting people worked up. That's them. That's not me. I don't want you to be consumed with hate. I don't want you to be consumed with negativity. There's too much beauty in this world, and I want you to find it. Every day, I want you to do something nice for someone. It may be holding the door open for somebody. It may be speaking to a neighbor. You may be in the break room at work getting a cup of coffee, and somebody walks in and they're upset. And say, hey, you want to sit down and talk about it? And don't just let them talk. All you have to do is drink your coffee and smile. Let them vent. The world is not just about you and your views. I want you to accept people for who they are, as they are. They don't have to try and fit into your world, no more than you have to try and fit into theirs. But you can coexist. Allow that to happen. Accept people for who they are, as they are. Allow them to accept you for who you are. If you have different opinions on stuff, that's okay. You can agree to disagree. That's fine. It doesn't matter what their culture is, what their religion is, what their lifestyle is, what their political views are. It doesn't matter. I was raised, and people are I'm gonna hear about this, and I don't care. It's how I was raised, and I like it, that you don't, especially in a public forum, you don't discuss politics, religion, and inappropriate social issues. You don't. You don't go for the hot button. You can keep your opinions to yourself and play nice. That's how I was raised. I like that. I live my life by that. If you notice, if you're on any of my social media, I don't go off and post about hating people, death, destruction, and horrible, venomous things. No. I try to be there to help, to find the good, to encourage people. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm encouraging you. Step away from the negativity. Have conversations about something other than hate, something other than the political crap going on, something other than what you see in the news, what we read in the news. It's spring. Flowers are blooming. The days are getting warmer. I know here, I'm in Arizona, of course. The rest of this week and next week, we're in the high 90s. That is spring in Arizona. People are getting out, they're taking walks. People are trying to play golf again. Find the positive. Please step away from the negative. Please. For me. Just for me. Please. Thanks.